Hi, welcome to my show. Today we have guests from that crazy Christmas party. Our first guest is Miss Polly Anderson herself. Hi Polly, why don't you tell us what happened on that night?
Oh, I would be delighted to. So I usually do an annual Christmas party and it goes really well, but this time Dave and his family came early, which was kinda annoying, but I thought Dave could help out with the little things I didn't do yet.
Yeah.
So I welcomed them in and asked Dave to go put rum in the bowl of eggnog for the adults. But I guess he put the rum in the wrong bowl because later all the kids were drunk. But at the beginning we didn't know this, so all the kids were downstairs drinking eggnog and the adults were upstairs talking, and we had dinner. I made Christmas sushi. Then after dinner Dave goes down to check on the kids. Then he left with Sam. That was the last I heard from them. All the other kids were acting like animals and I went a little bit crazy at the end of the party, defending my bonsai tree from all the intoxicated kids. I just wanted the party to be perfect.
Wow, that's crazy, Polly. Thank you for coming on my show. Brief pause. Our next guest made a critical error. Please welcome onto the stage Dave. Hi Dave, how are you?
Hi Ellen, thanks for having me. I'm fine, still a bit shaken up from that night.
So tell us what happened that night.
Okay, so it all started when I got my driver's license in the mail around the beginning of October, basically saying that I needed glasses, but I just kept putting off going to the eye doctor.
Yeah.
In December my wife reminded me that we have to go to Polly Anderson's Christmas party. I did not want to go. I just wanted to stay home and watch the game, but Morley said we had to. I decided that we would arrive early and leave early so I could at least watch some of the game. When it came to the night of the party, I rushed my family into the car and got to Polly's house before anyone else. My daughter Stephanie said, "See, I told you it was too early." We knocked and got let in. Polly asked me to put the rum in the adult bowl of eggnog. She said the adult bowl was the crystal one, but to be completely honest, I couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Sigh.
So I eeny, meeny, miny, mowed it. Looking back, this was a terrible idea. Then Polly brought out dinner. She made Christmas sushi. There were pieces of salmon twisted into the shape of fir trees, little wreaths made of tuna, angles made of yellowtail, and in the middle of the table a nativity scene made from seaweed and roe. I swear Polly must have Martha Stewart in the kitchen. My wife had 3 cups of eggnog, but she just couldn't relax. The whole party seemed to be stiff, but all the kids seemed to be having a blast. I had a couple glasses of eggnog and I couldn't seem to loosen up.
Yikes. You think you would have realized your mistake by this time?
Yeah, haha. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, so I couldn't loosen up no matter how much eggnog I drank, and then Bernie came downstairs holding his 5-month-old daughter, so I told him how I got Sam to sleep when he was young by driving around the block in the car. Then I told him to get his coat and I went downstairs to get Sam because I wanted him to see what he put me through. I opened the basement door and the TV was on, but none of the kids were watching it, and that's when I saw Sam with his arm around a girl. Sam saw me and jumped towards me, then fell, causing his nose to bleed. All the kids started applauding. I told him to come to the car, but Sam was missing a shoe. I asked him where his shoe was. He didn't know, so I just took him to the car. In 20 minutes Bernie's baby fell asleep. I got suspicious of Sam, so I asked him, "What have you been drinking?" Sam just said eggnog from the bowl in the basement. I saw 3 police officers on the edge of the road checking for drunk drivers. So I pulled over. I can admit that I pulled over a bit hasty. All the cops looked at me with their hands on their hips. I crept forward. I rolled down my window and smiled. They asked for my license and all the usual questions. One of the cops peered at my license and asked me about my glasses. Then he just handed me a breathalyzer and said blow. I was shocked, but there was no alcohol in my bloodstream.
Wait, so you got into a car while thinking you were intoxicated?
Anyways, Sam then jumped in from the back asking if he can blow too. I knew that it wasn't a good idea at that moment, but the cop let him. The cop squinted at the machine and stepped back. The cop looked at me, then he opened the back door to look closely at Sam. Sam had dried streaks of blood on his face and was missing a shoe. The cop asked him to get out of the car. Then Sam slid to the far side of the seat and said, "Come and get me, copper," and threw up all over the car. We got taken to the police station. By the time I sorted everything out and went back to the party, the house was dark and locked up, so we went home. Sam fell asleep in the back seat. When we got home, I carried Sam upstairs. Then I saw Morley waiting for me in the living room. I sat on the other end of the couch and she explained everything that went down after me and Sam disappeared. I told her what happened with us and then I started getting ready for bed. I realized my daughter Stephanie was the only one not intoxicated. She was the only child that was drinking from the adult bowl.
So basically you got a bunch of children drunk and then drove your friend and their child while you thought you were intoxicated.
Well, when you put it that way, you make me sound like a terrible person.
And that's our show. Have a good night, everybody.